I'm Christine from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're taking a look at the Osprey Ultralight packing cube set, which I've been testing for about a month. Let's dive in. So, as the name suggests, this is a packing cube set, although I believe at the time of this review you can buy them individually if you lost one or just needed a second of a certain size. But this set specifically comes with small, medium, and large. And what's really nice, although I mean they're really big right now while I have them packed, but when they're empty, it is kind of nice. Obviously, the large is pretty obvious that it's the large, but sometimes I don't know if I only pull out one of them as opposed to having them all together to compare, it's nice to know whether I'm grabbing the small or the medium. And we've got these little tabs on the side of the carry handles that tell you what size you're dealing with. These are nice webbing carry handles, so it makes it easier to pull out of your bag than necessarily just grabbing slippery nylon here. This nylon is not as slick, I don't think, as we've seen in the previous version, but it is still a little slick, so it's nice to have those handles. These are made with 40D recycled, Blue Sign approved, yay Mother Earth nylon, and they are ripstop so that, you know, presumably if you get a little tear, it will stop before it gets too much further. We've got the Osprey logo just front and center here, and this is the waterfront blue colorway, but you can also get it in black if this bright color is just not your jam. I like it. That's just me. The YKK zippers work really well, and I really like that they have these nice paracord pulls. It's also nice because we have two zipper heads, so you can reach in just to pull out one thing if you need to. I didn't find myself doing that necessarily so much with like the large one, because this is where you're gonna put your bulkier gear, like your sweaters and your pants and whatnot. So you're probably not gonna pull out just one, but especially like on the small, if you wanted to reach in and just pull out one pair of socks, you could do so without unzipping the whole thing, because they do have this, this sort of, I don't know, J-shaped, just it's a half opening, but it's on a diagonal, so that it makes it pretty easy to get at what you need, but you don't have to worry about necessarily it opening all the way and everything spilling out. It's just, I guess it's an option, and it's one that I find works pretty well. Once you sort of wedge everything in that corner, then you can get at, you know, you can get at the other things, but it makes it pretty easy to pack because it holds them into place a little nicer. Obviously, small, medium, large, not universal sizing. These are, let me check, 1.5 liters, 4 liters, and 9 liters respectively. So that gives you some ideas. And I do find, you know, they're a really good size for most large travel backpacks, or smaller ones if you only use the smaller sizes, and definitely for your rolling luggage, they work well for that too. So the squared off rectangular corners definitely make them easy to pack themselves. You can just sort of line up your gear all in a row, like I have my t-shirts here, and it just fits all very nice and satisfyingly inside. Also, I like the rectangular shape for packing into rolling carry-on luggage or travel backpack alike, because I find it fits very nicely into corners. You know, that's just my preference. I find that, like, among the three of them, depending on what weather conditions are, you can fit gosh darn near a week's worth of gear, especially if you're going to a warmer destination. You can fit a lot more. If you're going to a colder destination, you may need, you know, something larger or more of them, because there aren't any compression zippers. So it will just sort of depend on how much and how big your gear is. All right, so for some comparison's sake, I did get out the previous version of the Ultralight packing cube set just so you can see some of the changes that have been made. Obviously, the most obvious is the logo changed, and the old ones had just an Osprey on the tab as opposed to saying small, medium, and large. So I like that change personally, just because I like to know which cube I'm picking up. The biggest change, however, is the change from the old ones. The previous version had just one zipper on the track, and the new ones have two. So again, it's just easier to get at your gear. Sometimes it's easier to, if you're really overpacking this, to sort of come at it from both sides to close it up. I just like having the two zippers. Compared to the Peak Design packing cubes, you'll see the Peak Design opens up completely clamshell, so you can see a lot more of your gear, in this case just more packing cubes. So there's that. Also, it has a self-healing fabric that's a little thicker, so each cube weighs more than the entire set for the Osprey, but if you get a hole in it, it just sort of disappears, which is a nice feature. And you get a compression zipper, so if you have bulkier gear, you can sort of lock it down to take up less space in your travel backpack. So there you have it, the Osprey Ultralight packing cube set. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.